Even numbers or odd numbers?
Oh, even, I'll say.
Okay. When you have the volume on in the TV,
Yeah.
are there certain numbers that you just don't go to?
No, I'm just always on 10.
Probably it's too loud or too soft.
No, I
Okay.
watch everything on subtitles anyway.
Oh, right. So it
And
doesn't
even on my
matter.
laptop, I feel like I always go to an even number.
To an even number. Okay.
Like I gotta pick even.
Because I'm multiple of 3 for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
not that
yeah,
No.
multiple of 3. Yeah. For some reason, I'm like 21.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. Tanya looks at me like I'm a psychopath. Because like, why would you not just go to 20? It's like it's such a nice number.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
feel like I just stick to the round 10. I'm around numbers, yeah.
but it's a multiple of 3. I don't know. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay. If you could teach using only one prop or tool, what tool would you use?
I think I'd have to say a whiteboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
I assume and markers.
Yeah, no, markers definitely, I think, and especially the mini whiteboards too for students. So it'd have to be any type of whiteboard and the markers, yeah.
Love it. So the whole whiteboard, paraphernalia,
Yes,
apparel, everything to do with that. Spicy or mild?
Mild.
Teach or learn?
Teach.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Educational future, AI or human?
Oh, human.
Human, very cool.
Yeah.
Whose energy do you channel while you're tutoring?
I think it would have to be a mix of 2 of my old teachers. So one of my primary school teachers, and then a maths teacher from high school. I think those stand out to me because they both taught in a very fun way, but also in a way that got all the information across really clearly. So I try my best to channel that for all the students too.
Oh, that's awesome. And do you find yourself like doing mannerisms that they would do by accident? And then later on you realize, oh my God, that was a Miss Brown thing or whatever. Like,
oh, I mean, not so much. It's more just like the thinking style, and I want to come across as that open, fun tutor for the students.
Like you were inspired in that way, and you want to carry that on to give it to your students. Yeah, for sure. Parental pressure, mostly helpful or mostly harmful?
Mostly harmful.
Play it safe or take risks?
Take risks.
Call or text?
Text.
Yeah, every 20-year-old, I swear, it's all. Yeah.
No, I'm getting used to calls. Like I'm fine with calls. Right. It's just that when you've got so much, so many people to contact, I'm like, I'm not going to call. I'm just going to text and let them get back to me. I know I'm dealing with people who are so busy.
Right.
So
you just put in text.
I'm like, I know they're working at the moment. I know they're at school. I'm not going to call them. Yeah. And then I'm busy when they're free. So.
Makes sense. Not beautiful. If you could redesign the school system, what would you first change?
I think I would first change something to do with exams and the way that, especially in the younger years, exams are done. I'm not too sure how I would exactly do it, but I definitely redesign something to do with that first. Because I feel like exams, especially in primary school and early high school, there's too much of an emphasis on anxiety around learning instead of actually engaging in a fun way with learning and learning how to have fun when you do learn. So I'd have to... Yeah, I'd probably want to change something to do with that. Right.
Like, almost like we're over-measuring to the detriment of actual learning.
I feel like there's a time and a place for exams.
Yeah, valid.
And so, limiting that in some way or redesigning them in some way to test something different and not have such a marks-based focus.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because you'd like this. I was reading a book. Well, I've read this many times. It was one of my favorite books of all time, called A Mathematician's Lament. Yeah. Have I shared this with you? Yeah. This is an amazing book. And he argues very well for how we're teaching maths wrong and there's all these things. He's very math specific, obviously. But one of the things he says is that we should not have exams. And I weirdly disagree. Like, I love this guy so much. His name is Paul Lockhart. Wrote an incredible book. But I do think that you need some sense of like, I guess results management. Like you need a sense of like, okay, this is the goal, and then I do this work, and then I've achieved the goal, and then success or failure. Like you want to measure what it is that you're doing, and to what extent have you achieved that.
No, I definitely agree. I think exams are definitely useful in all the year groups, but I think the way that they're approached and designed and written by teachers could definitely change. I feel like there's a whole bunch of just unloading on the kids of this is your content you must learn for the exam, instead of actually getting the kids to engage in the content without worrying about the fact that the content's going to be tested in 7 weeks. Maybe that's what I'd change more now. I think enjoy the process. That's actually probably the specific thing I would change, is change how teachers approach teaching content by teaching it in terms of here's this content to learn, and not teaching it in terms of you must listen because this is going to be tested in 7 weeks' time. So changing that mindset, I feel like, in the school system.
Okay,
that's what I would do, yeah.
All right, controversial idea, and I think you'll like this.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this for many years, and I haven't had time to implement it, but I really think it'll work well.
Yeah.
What if, instead of having exams set by the teachers and the students are like victims of whatever the teachers come up with, what if the students write each other's exams? Okay, what if the students come up with questions and then they answer each other's questions and then they get marked both on the creativity and coolness of the questions they come up with, as well as how they've answered other people's questions? Like it could be something like, okay, you get points for, and you gamify the whole thing. Like you get points for getting other people's questions right, but also you get points for coming up with questions that other people get wrong or that other people upvote as interesting. It's only when I started writing exams that I really understood the content on a much deeper level. Like until you think that way, you're limited in your understanding because you're always on the receiving end. It's something like, if you want to master something, be in the audience's view as much, like, empathize with your audience.
I think that all touches upon the fact that exams, even in primary school, they're all the same type of model. It's paper-based. Right. You have to do it in silence. Here's your pen and pencil and go and work on it, even when you're a young kid. So I feel like that also touches upon exploring other ways to test people. Like, for example, oral exams. Like, I have so many students who are like verbal learners, like they love to discuss stuff with me, but they find it harder to put it on the paper. Or ones who want to work on a whiteboard. So I feel like, of course, testing is important, but it all touches upon like testing a different way, especially in the younger years, when you want that benchmark standard to see how everyone's going, but it's not as crucial as doing the HSC. Like, if you need a test T5 NAP plan, get them to do it on a whiteboard, get them to talk to you about something so you can engage in it.
That's interesting, because I've been thinking a lot about this with AI. We can speak faster than we can write or type or whatever, right? But we can read faster than we can listen. Yeah,
that's true.
So yeah, I see the way of the future is something like we speak, it gets speech to texted by the AI, whatever, and then you just read it. So we get so I think speaking as opposed to writing and reading as opposed to listening are going to become greater skills because they're faster than the other one, and it's going to be easier to kind of cross-reference them.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I also think it's important, like touching on the speaking again.
Yeah.
It's good to build those skills up in an exam environment for the future for kids too, instead of always having exams focused on written work and how best you reproduce content in a written form. Having kids speak develops those interpersonal skills that you need for university, in the workplace, and wherever for the future. So I feel like that is such a valid way to actually get people to talk, because most of the time in the workplace, you're being assessed on what you know by speaking to your colleagues and your bosses and having to convey information. So I don't see the benefit in always having written and having these kids who are anxious and they don't want to speak, but they graded a written exam, but they don't want to speak.
That's fascinating.
Because of that.
Because you're right.
Yeah.
In life as an adult, you do much more speaking than writing.
Yeah,
like you do much more speaking, even like typing or texting. You do much more speaking. Like you use the verbal word more than the written word. But your assessments at school are almost entirely the written word. And surely still accommodate teachers. You have the technology. Yeah. Because before, the only way to assess, the verbal word is you'd have kids one by one sit there, talk to you, move on, talk to you, like an oral language exam. Like you learn a language that often happens. Yeah. That's interesting. But why not have a test where, the maths questions are asked to you back and forth or something?
Yeah, they do that at university. I know I've got plenty of friends who, some of their exams, some of their assignments are, you have to come in and explain why you do this.
That's awesome.
If you're doing medicine or do this, and you have to talk about it, because that's what happens in the future. Yeah. It's not always right.
Well, interestingly, you do that a lot for interviews. Yeah. So interviews, and arguably interviews are always going to be better exams than exams.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, because the person wanting the data from an interview cares more about the result than the person wanting the data from a school exam.
Yeah, yeah.
I think. Maybe that's wrong.
No, I would agree, yeah.
I think generally speaking, because you're hiring someone, they're going to
want to actually
make you money.
Yeah.
So then the fact that interviewers are getting people to use the verbal, like there's a video call interview or like a physical meetup, obviously.
Yeah.
That's interesting, as opposed to write us an essay about why we should hire you.
Yeah. And then at least if it's a spoken exam or something, or some kind of spoken assessment, you can tailor it to kids' needs too. Yeah. Like when you mentioned an interview for a workplace, a certain interviewee comes in, they're a bit more shy. You ask them like the baseline questions. You don't dig too much deeper.
Yeah.
But if you get someone who's really confident and knows a lot, you can go deeper. And that's the same for an exam. Like you get a student in, you can have a chat with them, push them as far as their personal limits can go. I don't know. Awesome. It's just interesting.
Yeah, imagine in the future we have like everyone has their own iPad or something. And they have headphones, and they go to like a corner of the school, and they just like get asked questions and they have to answer the questions, and it gets video recorded, and then it gets AI transcripts and whatever.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Sneakers or thongs?
Sneakers.
Cookies, soft or crunchy?
Crunchy, I'd say.
Exams or assignments?
Assignments.
Books or street?
Books.
Have you ever completely changed your tutoring approach mid-session? And what happened in that circumstance?
I can recall a couple of times doing that. I don't think it was more me pushing the approach myself, the change of approach.
Right.
Sometimes I'm always open to my students telling me whatever they need to be changed. Right. So I know one time one of my students, we were working on going through another math problem on the board, and she was like, I don't want to work on paper anymore. Right. Do you mind if I work on the mini whiteboard and I somehow do my notes on there? And then I was like, yeah, okay, let's do that. And how about you take pictures after each whiteboard's full? So it's more like a back and forth change of approach, I would say. I don't think I've ever, unless something's obviously not working at all with a kid, which I can't recall any time of that happening. Yeah, unless there's something really bad, they're not feeling it. But most of the time, it's a back and forth exchange.
That's very nice. And the whiteboard, they feel really special going up to the whiteboard and writing it up.
I've definitely done that.
And I like to actually sit in their chair. It's almost like a role
I've done that before, yes. Yeah, make them teach me.
And then, realist or dreamer?
Dreamer.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Burgers or sushi?
Burgers.
So what fictional character would make the best tutor?
I would have to say Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. I feel like that would be good.
Very good. Do you reckon she'd be like a know-it-all and not understanding of people's ignorance,
possibly.
Maybe?
Yeah, she definitely have her downsides to it. Okay. But I think overall a pretty good tutor, well prepared, at least wanting to push students to do their best, but definitely some downsides, possibly.
Yeah, the Hermione Granger know-it-allness was like 12-year-old Hermione.
Yeah, I feel like if she got older, it'd be fine. That's what I'm imagining, yeah.
That's a very cool one. So if you could instantly master any skill to help with your tutoring, what skill would it be?
I think it would have to be drawing skills. I'm not the best drawer, and I actually came across that. Well, I've known that for ages, but I thought about this the other day, last week sometime when I was tutoring a Year 9 maths student, and I was drawing circles on the board to teach area of circles and perimeter of sectors and all of that.
Yep.
And I think definitely an improvement a bit there, a bit easier with my drawing skills would definitely help. Instead of keeping them super basic, but they're fine for the moment. But yeah, definitely, probably that. Yeah.
Very cool. Worksheets or whiteboard?
Whiteboard.
Socks in bed? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Nice. Morning or night?
Night.
Big picture or detail focused?
Detail focused.
Comedy or drama?
Drama.
What's the most you thing that you do in a session that no other tutor would do?
I don't think I have a specific you thing. I think it would just be more like different rapport with students. So I feel like I've got a good sense of each student's personality that I've had throughout the years and their behaviour. So I wouldn't say I do anything special. I feel like I'm just pretty good at building that different rapport with them. So some of them, it's having a laugh or two, or a mid-conversation about school somewhere, or so I feel like I know their personalities quite well because I've been tutoring them for so long.
Right.
That'd probably be the most, you
have a
personal thing, So if someone was to cover me, it wouldn't be.
Right, you have a different way of being with each
student.
There's different, Yeah, that's cool. As opposed to plug and play Kristina McLean. And then
I've definitely got to change it up each session back to.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Pineapple, eat or juice?
Juice. Yeah.
School, mostly necessary or mostly outdated?
Mostly necessary.
Best subject, STEM or arts?
Arts.
So in the sessions, do you lean more towards teaching the syllabus or inspiring curiosity?
I'd have to say I lean more towards inspiring curiosity.
Right.
So I'm always asking the kids at the beginning of the session what they're up to at school, what they want to go back on, do they want to go forward, like really get them to direct me. Most of the time, all of them have that good like rapport with me that they're more than comfortable to be like, oh, I've done this at school, but I'm totally comfortable with that, but I actually want to go back on this, or can we move forward? So I feel I lean more to curiosity and seeing what they want to do, and if it's something completely new, but I still obviously make sure we're following the syllabus there, but yeah, definitely getting them to spark that curiosity first.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
It really helps. Cool. Digital notes or paper notes?
Digital.
Homework or no homework?
Homework, yeah.
Music or silence?
Music.
Chocolate or chips?
Chips.
What's your proudest I made a difference in this child's moment?
I'd have a couple.
Yep.
I think it's a lot with my senior kids I've had throughout the years, the year 12. So I can remember a couple of times. I remember having a maths student a couple years back in year 12 who first came, and he was like not liking maths at all, like not doing well, failing each exam, and just really low confidence on it there. And then seeing him walk away in the HSC with like a band 5, and before that he was just like loving studying maths. He'd be like, give me 3 past papers and I'm going to do them. And he really enjoyed that. So seeing that, and then his like amazing mark.
Yeah.
And I've had that a couple of times, like just kids come in, they're not so confident, and you have to work with them throughout the year saying, it's fine, we'll get better as the HSC goes on, like just trust in the process. And then you hear back from them when HSC results come out with like a frantic text at like 6 a.m. that morning being like, I found out my English mark and I actually got a band 6. Like, thank you. Or
make a massive difference. Very cool. That's awesome. What's the most rewarding part of your job that no one sees?
The most rewarding part would have to be watching the students grow more confident.
Yeah.
Because I think not only when they grow more confident in their studies, obviously does it make them a better school student, and it makes them happier at school with their studies in English or maths or whatever it may be. But I feel like it also makes them more confident as people. Right. And I've actually noticed that recently. I was thinking about that the other day, and I feel like it makes them more confident as people. And it's that little thing that only like the people around them notice.
Right.
You know, so people from the outside wouldn't notice. They see, see that same person each week.
Yeah.
But to me, I definitely see that person coming out of their shell just as a whole, as they're simultaneously growing more confident in their studies. So that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. That's awesome. What do you want your students to remember about you in 10 years' time?
Cool. I mean, I would just hope that they remembered that our sessions were always fun, but driven.
Yep.
And that I was patient with all of them. So yeah, I think that'd be the main things. Yeah, structured but fun and creative and helpful. Yeah, for sure. There's another one.
That's beautiful. If you could invite 3 people, alive or dead, to sit in on one of your sessions, who would you choose?
Albert Einstein. I feel like that would be like, you just have to do that.
Like hang around quietly.
Yeah, I just want someone as good as him in the background there, just for the pressure. Shakespeare.
Okay.
I reckon would be interesting for all the English sessions I've had to teach.
Yes.
On all of his plays. That would definitely be interesting. Ask him a couple questions about the plays and all the context there. Number 3. I'm not too sure about number 3. No,
they should do it right.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a third. I feel like I can't top that. Yeah. Yeah.
Netflix or YouTube?
Oh, Netflix.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
School uniforms, yes or no?
Oh, I'd have to say yes if it's a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, uni uniforms?
No.
Right, so just like status quo.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself working as a lawyer somewhere.
Very cool.
Maybe, I don't know, for some big law firm.
a type of law that drives you specifically, or just whatever?
At the moment, considering I'm at the end of, coming up to the end of my degree, I'm still exploring all those options. I think for years I thought it was always criminal law, and I'm still definitely interested in that.
Yes.
But like now exploring corporate law and different things there. So somewhere in that sector, either working for the government, a company.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. You've been an amazing lawyer, by the way.
Thank
you. Shakespeare or Harry Potter?
Shakespeare.
That was easy. I should have said Shakespeare or Einstein. Yeah. That was amazing. Yay.
Oh, lovely.
Very nice.